I was talking to Henry again, and he said that they don't have any people that are trying to, or any dogs, right? Dog scientists, right, that are trying to help dogs live longer. But we do have a human that's trying to do that. Today, we're going to dive into a fascinating conversation from Chris Williamson on his podcast between him and Dr. Huberman. And they're discussing a guy named Bryan Johnson, who is one of the most extreme figures in a quest for slowing down longevity or slowing down aging and increasing longevity, like I'm trying to do on our channel. I don't know, like, can he pull it off? Can he show us how we can extend our lives? Let's find out. Beginning of the podcast has Dr. Huberman talking about how he respects Bryan Johnson because, you know, he's rich, right? Bryan Johnson is rich, but he's not just rich and just chasing vanity all the time, right? He's trying to help, you know, and he has a scientific mindset, which I like because, like I said, I'm very similar to that. You know, right now, that's what this whole channel is about. We change our diet, right, and we increase our exercise. You know, it seems like things can change pretty quickly in a positive way, right? So, but this guy, Bryan Johnson, he's not guessing, right? He's actually tracking, you know, hundreds of biomarkers every single day by spending, like, he spends a lot of money to do this. He assesses our human biomarkers, right, through blood tests, through brain scans, through gut microbiome analysis, skin elasticity, right, sleep cycles, you name it. He follows an extremely strict daily protocol. So he's not just, you know, preaching, he's practicing what he preaches. He has a structured eating plan, personalized supplements, optimized sleep, targeted exercise for performance and longevity. Huberman points out that even if Bryan doesn't crack the immortality code, he's collecting data that can transform how we understand health and aging. What does the future of longevity look like? According to the conversation between Chris Williamson and Dr. Huberman, it's not about a miracle cure. It's about stacking multiple smart strategies over time. Custom nutrition based on genetics and blood, real-time biomarker tracking with advanced technology, preventing disease before symptoms show up, exercise regimens targeting cellular health, not just looks, managing stress to control inflammation and biological aging. In short, the future is more personalized, preventative, and proactive. So imagine a future where your doctor says, congratulations, you're 55 years old, but biologically, you're 35. That's what Bryan Johnson is trying to demonstrate. And experts like Huberman believe it's possible. I believe it's possible because that's what I'm doing. I'm in my early 50s, and most people can't believe it. So, but that's because I stopped eating chemicals and bad food in 2012, like a long time ago, right? My cells have been able to, you know, I haven't been corrupting my cells with that toxic crap, you know? So, and I don't know anybody that's like that, that's went that far, you know? Pretty much all organic, pretty much since that time. But I lost people to illness, and I got upset, and I was like, I'm not going to let this happen. I'm going to try to help people, and that's why this channel's here. Can Bryan Johnson live forever? I don't know if you guys seen his picture, but you can watch the video. You know, he looks great, right? But, you know, Huberman obviously says no, right? He's a scientist, he knows, right? But who knows, right? Maybe we can get the bionic man, right? But we can slow down aging dramatically. We know that, right? We can extend a health span, living longer, better, and stronger. But we don't have the technology to completely stop the biological processes that drive aging. That said, you know, Bryan Johnson, he might be able to live decades longer than the average person with a much higher quality of life. The real lesson here isn't about trying to live forever. It's about taking control of our health now while the science keeps advancing. You don't need millions of dollars to make better choices today. You need discipline, consistency, and a willingness to learn. So this channel, you're going to see motivational quotes in the morning, and you'll see videos on stuff like this, trying to show you guys how we can live longer and to give you guys tips and tricks and hacks so you can get there, right? And you can kind of change some of the stuff you're doing. And it's fun. You're actually happy when you do it, because here's what happens. You're like, I'm not eating that, and I'm eating this, and I feel better, and now I'm starting to look better, and I'm starting to feel better again. What's going on? And then you're like, okay, well, let me just not eat that donut. Let me just go right by it. You be proud of yourself. Man, I didn't eat that donut. Look at me. Wow. I've never passed up a donut, right? Yeah, start passing up donuts. You know? So, but you can watch my videos on this channel, and you're going to be able to learn how you can actually create your own blueprint. You can actually there's an exercise plan on here that you can download. There's food plans you can download, and there's videos that go with everything. So it makes it very easy for you, and it's all free. So enjoy, have fun with it. Thanks for hanging out with me and Henry today. And a big credit to Chris Williamson for hosting this powerful conversation. I'm linking the interview in the description so you guys can check it out. Hit that like button, subscribe for more insights on health, mindset, and longevity, and drop a comment below. Would you want to live to be 150 years old if you could?